I am P. Sridhar, Department of Civil Engineering, Rohini College of Engineering Technology. Subject Strength of Materials. Subject Code CE 3491. Regulations version 21. Student topic Unit 2 Shear Force and Bending Moment of Beam. Introduction. The algebraic sum of the vertical forces at any section of a beam to the right of left of the section is known as the shear force. It is briefly written as shear force. The algebraic sum of the moment of all the forces acting to the right or left of the section of the beam is known as bending moment. It is briefly written as bending moment. In this chapter, the shear force and bending moment diagram for different types of beam, different types of load acting on the beam will be discussed. The shear force and bending moment diagram. Shear force diagram is one which shows the variation of the shear force along the length of the beam. Bending moment diagram is one which shows the variation of the bending moment along the length of the beam. And types of beam. The following are the important types of beam. There are cantilever beam, simply supported beam, overhanging beam, fixed beam, and continuous beam. First one, cantilever beam. A beam which is fixed one end and other end is free is known as cantilever beam. Next, simply supported beam. A beam supported or resting freely on the support at its both end is known as simply supported beam. Next, overhanging beam. It is same as the simply supported beam, but the end portion of the beam is extend beyond the support is known as overhanging beam. So next, to fixed beam. A beam whose both ends are fixed or built in walls is known as fixed beam. Next, continuous beam. A beam have more than two supports. Such the type of beam is known as continuous beam. Types of support. The following are the important types of support. There are roller support, hinged support, fixed support, or built-in support. First one, roller support. The roller is used an external support since it allows rotation and horizontal translation. Therefore, it will have a vertical support reaction. The beam AB is supported on the rollers. The reaction will be normal to the surface on which rollers are placed. Hence, hinged support. Here the beam AB is hinged at point A. The action at the hinged end may be either vertical or inclined depending upon the type of load. If load is vertical, then the reaction will also be vertical. But if the load is inclined, then the reaction at the hinged end will also be inclined. A hinge resists horizontal and vertical translation but allows rotation. Therefore, a hinge consists of horizontal and vertical support reaction. Fixed or built-in support. In this type of support, the beam should be fixed. The reaction will be inclined. Also, the fixed support will provide a couple. So, next two types of load. A beam is normally horizontal and the load acting on the beam are generally vertical. The following are the important types of load acting on a beam. First one, concentrated or point load. Second one, uniformly distributed load. Third one, uniformly varying load. First one, the concentrated or point load. A concentrated load in one which is considered to act at a point, although in practice it must really be distributed over a small area. Uniformly distributed load. A uniformly distributed load is one which is spread over a beam in such a manner that the rate of loading W is uniform along the length. It is expressed as W Newton per meter run It is denoted by UDL. For numerical problem, solving the total UDL is converted into a point load acting at the center of load. The uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load is one which is spread over a beam in which such a manner that the rate of loading varies from point to point along the beam from 0 to rated at W Newton per meter. Such load is known as triangular load. Thank you.